We are literally living in some of the craziest times where not a lot of things really make sense. So let's check what doesn't make sense because something just doesn't add up. So first of all, we have Nvidia, right? Nvidia is this company you probably heard of by now, and they've reached a market capitalization rate that is more than the GDP of England. You gotta let that sink in. That is so much money, that there is so much money is absolutely crazy. So their market cap is more than the whole stock market of England. One company, one US company, right? And now you're like, well, might be in a good economy. I could see it. Now with all these layoffs, how can that be, right? When we're looking at the full list of major US companies slashing staff this year, Meta, ExxonMobil, Boeing, all these ones, Intel, tens of thousands, Tesla, tens of thousands of people being let go, right? So what does that do? Well, that puts people in particular spots where it's financially really, really hard for them, right? So 48% of Americans are stressed out about the cost of their utility bills, and 1 in 5 are having trouble paying it on time, right? That means that 1 in 5 people are not paying the utility bill when it's due. So how I like to do it is I like to pay my mortgage, then my utilities, and obviously I got to do food, right? So food, housing, and then utilities, and then everything else after. So now it's like, what does this all mean, right? So let's look at some more recent data. According to the recent data, around 15% of renters in the United States are currently behind on their rent. So if you look at it and you're a group of friends, some of them are gonna be behind on their rent. So what am I all talking about? Well, I'm seeing that Amazon, and this is why I made this video today, is that Amazon had their best ever quarter. Amazon Q3 sales reached company's second highest total to date. How is this possible? When we're having all this stuff, and I'm gonna get into it in a little bit of why, because there is so much things, there's so many stuff going on that I'm just like, what is going on? So when you shop at Amazon, you have a thing called A-Firm. Exclusive offer, buy now, pay over time with as low as 0% interest, no hidden fees, no surprises. So let's look at some more data because this is so interesting, right? So the data from Adobe Analytics found that shoppers are willing to spend 11% more this holiday season buy it now and pay later than they did a year ago. The company's forecast shoppers will purchase 18.5 billion worth of goods using third-party services from the period of November 1st to December 31st, with 993 million worth of purchases on Cyber Monday. Okay, so let's look at what these buy now, pay laters are, right? So when you go on Amazon and you can and you spend over a certain dollars amount, they say, hey, you can buy it now and kind of spend money later. So buy now, pay later. There's stuff that we don't even know because it's like phantom debt. They don't report it to credit bureaus, right? Afterpay does not perform credit checks when consumers and does not report to credit bureaus. Klarna, PayPal, Zip, all of them have something similar. So now you're looking at it, what just doesn't make sense? Because we are looking at consumers, right? We're looking at people that have been let go. Are they really not tightening their belts and saying, hey, maybe I should not be going to spend that money that I don't have? Let me just put it on credit cards because credit card debt is at all-time highs, right? And it is now more difficult than ever to find a job. People are struggling to find jobs, and that is no question because every question's on here, on a lot of my comments are saying, yeah, we can't find jobs. And it is not 2019 anymore where you can come in and just have a resume and then just be like, yep, we'll guarantee an interview. No, now you got to do the footwork, and now you got to do the legwork. And how are you going to do all that and not act desperate when you have all these bills? You can't afford any of it, and you're still spending on Amazon? I don't know how that works. Because I looked at my stuff on Amazon and I kind of figured, hey, my Amazon purchases actually went down because I just don't shop there anymore because they have these crazy hoops through now that you got to jump through when you order stuff. So when you order stuff on Amazon now, they say, hey, you can't return this, or, oh, we're gonna wait, we give you a credit. And so they kind of ruined what I really liked about it. And so I kind of went away with it, and I started using the Walmart app. Why? Because it tells me exactly when the stuff gets delivered, right? And it's like, it's super convenient. So I moved away from using Amazon actually, and now I use the Walmart Plus app. Plus with my American Express, I get the free $12.90, so they'll credit that back to me. So all it is a few dollars in tips for the person to bring it, and then I got groceries delivered and all this other stuff delivered, and it's a huge convenience, right? And so how can Amazon be making so much money, making so much profit, having so many sales when so many people are struggling? Because I don't see that there's more people spending on it. There's more and more people just like, hey, doom spending. And that is a word, doom spending, right? You're like, I'm never going to get ahead of this, because student loan picked up. People are underwater on their cars. So there's so many things going on where you're like, what is going on? Because if you think about all these financial snowball debts that's been going on, because when you're looking at CarMax or any car companies that do financing, if you're looking at a used vehicle and you want to get like a financing, it's going to cost you with a good credit union about 6.5%. And when you go to CarMax and you have bad credit, it's 20%. That's almost like putting your car on a credit card, right? Because they have 29%. So you're almost better off going and buying a car and just putting it on your credit card. 6%. It's like, so what? Because it's just not good for you. It's just horrible, right? When you're paying 21, 22, 20, almost 29% on a car loan that is it's like a credit card, right? And so people don't have the money to spend. But then again, everybody's spending doing something. So is it side hustles? I haven't quite figured that one out yet, and you let me know, because I don't know if they're all driving for Uber now, if they're all doing DoorDash, side hustles, because unemployment only lasts for a certain amount of time. So you can only be unemployed for so much. Then you fall off the statistics. They say, we're not going to give you any money. And some states have a cap where you're going to, we're going to give you $3,000. Or I heard people from Florida saying that the whole system just crashes on them, so they can't even file it. And if they do file it, they say, there was a technical error. You're not qualified because of this, this, and this. And they find all the reasons out of the book why you're not going to get your money, that you've actually paid in for so much for such a long time. So what do? Well, you go to a firm and just kind of buy the stuff that you want to buy and say, I'm gonna get a job next month. I'm gonna get a job in 3 months. So what does that do? Well, that stimulates the economy for today, right? But what's gonna happen in 4 months, in 5 months, if you can't land that job and it's starting to accumulate? Because that is something that is kind of fascinating, because you can use it in great ways, and assets can turn into liabilities real quick, and liabilities can turn into assets when you use it right. And it's just so interesting to me to see how actually are we still going out and saying these are Cyber Monday sales and these are Black Friday sales, when we all starting to know that these are not going to be sales, because all these sales that they're saying that we're going to have are all just phony. Because you can look on Amazon and you can go into a price checker. I don't know, it's like Camel something. I can't remember what it is, but you can see when the price was high, when the price was low, and you'll find that on some of these deals that, this price, this Black Friday deal was 3 weeks ago or a month ago was the same price. So that's like, what a scam. And then they market it heavily. Buy this TV. And I remember like 5 years ago on Black Friday, people were waiting outside of Best Buy. There were like swarms of people just coming into the stores and like raiding the store, because they had like TVs that were unforgettable prices and all this kind of other stuff. And now there's no good deals. So let me know if you have any good deals that I should buy, because I'm looking at them and there's just nothing I can use. Most of the time it's junk anyways, and I just and just haven't found something that I'm like, you know what, I gotta go and get that. There's just nothing. I don't know what I would buy from a Black Friday deal, and they're all just these little dust collectors that are gonna sit on the wall or something else, because the things that are really nice, they don't discount. So if you want like, I'm gonna, wait for Black Friday to get this nice camera, that camera's not gonna be on sale. It's gonna be this shitty TV that's gonna be on sale that nobody really wants, that's been sitting there for like who knows how long, and that you get out of the box and the screen half doesn't work, and it's like, oh my gosh, the audio also sounds terrible, and then you got to buy some speakers because the audio's so bad, and then you could have bought a nicer one. So it's just crazy. And now we got on top of all that, this would all be fine if there weren't these mass layoffs and people were not hurting like they are. And now you're looking at Visa also did layoffs, right? So Visa laid off executives, they're laying off people. So it isn't just if you have immense profit, because Visa made a hell of a lot of money. So they made so much money, and then they're still laying off people. So even if you're like, oh my gosh, my company and everything's doing so well, that does not mean that you're not going to be laid off, right? So it's just crazy times we're living in, and you just can't make it up. You just can't make it up. We're just being straight along, right? We're going to be seeing all kinds of craziness in the market where it's like, hey, we're doing better than ever, and then comes to find out like, oh, actually we weren't. And then they say, oh, inflation's going to be rising again and all this other stuff. And it's like, man, everything is so expensive. You cannot go car shopping. It is so expensive. Unless you get one of these 0% loans for 60 months, everything is just so expensive. These credit card fees are just so expensive, and they keep upping them, and everything just keeps going up and up and up and up in price, and the value is just not there, right? And so somebody in my comment section said the $1,000 is the new $100, and I kind of starting to agree that yeah, it is sure looking like the $1,000 the new $100, because $100 doesn't buy you anything. $100 doesn't even buy you a dinner with your wife out at a nicer place, because they want a tip, they want other stuff, and you get a glass of wine, and that's another $15, $20, and then you have a meal. You're out $90, $100 for two people at an Italian restaurant, and this isn't like some fancy place. And it's like, yeah, you got to cook at home. And then where do you go? Well, Walmart said that we're targeting people that make $100,000. So at the end of the day, if you like it or not, everybody's going to be a Walmart shopper. And yeah, I think they have decent product. I've been doing it from shopping online now with Walmart, because there's just no issues. It's not like Amazon's going to kick you off and say, we're not going to refund you, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And there's stories coming out now that they just blacklist you. You have no more TVs. You can't watch these TV shows anymore. You can't do this, you can't do that, because they're not making money. And it started out so great. I remember when Amazon first started, they had you on the phone. It was like you can talk to somebody in 20 seconds. Now it's where is Waldo search to try to chat with somebody because they messed up the order. And it's like, where do I chat with somebody? And you just can't find it, because it's like, where's Waldo, right? You go here, you go over there, you go over there, you find it over there. And it's like, oh, chat is unavailable right now, so you gotta wait. So it's like, okay, so what do you do? Oh, call's also not available. Oh, great. So what do? I got sent the wrong item, and now you're making it so difficult to return. And you take your money and you vote with your wallet and you move to another platform, right? And that is how eBay got destroyed. That's how Amazon's gonna fall, because if you can't return your stuff, and I'm not talking about stuff that's like $5. Who cares about that? If you're talking about $30, $40, $50, $60 worth of items, and all of a sudden you're like, those are not right, and their description is off or something, or people bought reviews, and then you want to return it, and they don't allow you, or they hold your money hostage for weeks or months. They do that now. It's like, oh, how crazy is that? So we will see how that's gonna affect the business, because you can't mess with your core customers that have been there since the beginning, and you keep making it worse and worse and worse in order to buy NFL on Thursday, buy NFL there, have NFL streaming over there, and make TV shows and do all that, and we offer all in one. It's like, no, I just want to return my products how I used to when I don't like it. But that's just one person's opinion, right? and we will see. But I don't know. I have nothing planned to buy for the foreseeable future on Amazon, online, or anything else. So it's going to be really, really interesting. And we will see how this is all going to pan out. Let me know if you're going to buy something on Black Friday, Christmas shopping. What are you guys doing? Because I'm not really. So let me know what you guys are doing. Please, if you haven't, please like and subscribe. That would really help me out. Show this to more amazing people like yourself. If you like this, you can always reach me on LinkedIn or just chat with me in the comment section. So if you watch this video, make sure to watch it right when it comes out, because I respond for a day on the comment section and then I move on to the next one. So if you're watching it and you're like, he doesn't respond, make sure to comment right when it comes out, so then you have a chance to respond. Because if it's a week old, I forgot what I talked about, and then if you leave a comment, I can't go back and watch exactly that part. So make sure to watch this video, and yeah, let me know what you guys think below. And I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing, and happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow.